on how to make themselves happier in their work, which has to be a good thing, right? She says it's all about taking back control.
I think it's really important that we understand how we work at our best, and sometimes we can be so creative, and other times we need to be in strategy, and other times we need deep zone work.
Are you talking about mining? Thinking of a guy going down into a mine now, saying to his boss, Actually, I don't really work that well between 10 and 3, so I'm going to pop back up. I'll be down much later when everyone else is gone.
But you know, it can work within the office environment where people can come in at staggered hours. Generally, we are at our happiest when we are self-directed, and you've got the freedom, if you are working for yourself, to say, actually, I'm going to go to yoga in the morning, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do my emails, do what I need to do, and then maybe I want to go and pick up my kids.
Maybe I don't.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you want to leave them at the nursery. Who knows? See, I think it takes a lot of discipline.
Now, working from home is a dream that I can get behind.
4.2 million of us spend at least half of their working time carrying out work at or from home. That's actually 14% of those employed in the UK. My name's Alan Felstead. I'm a professor at Cardiff University, and my field is study of work. We also found that workers who work remotely are happier with their work. They're more enthusiastic about their jobs, and they're more committed to the organisation for whom they work.
Yeah, no one likes having to be in the office. Checking emails with the telly on in the background, in my pyjamas with a dog on my lap. That's my idea of working.
The often held assumption is that those who work remotely, or certainly working at home, that they're skiving, they're taking it easy. The evidence is that workers are actually working harder.
What?
So, for example, there's a 15 percentage point gap in the proportions reporting that they often work beyond normal working hours, and a 6 percentage point gap in reported effort levels. Remote workers found it harder to unwind at the end of a work day, and that's the ever-present danger. It can lead to overwork.
What's the use of gaining all this control over your life if you use it by starting earlier, finishing later, and answering emails at 3 a.m? I mean, how does that make people happier?
You're doing everything wrong.
I'm Stephen Lewandowski. I'm a professor of cognitive science at the University of Bristol, and I study how people think. There's a lot of research out there that has shown repeatedly that the more control people have over their lives, the less stressful they perceive their lives to be. So it's not surprising that the more control you have at work, the happier you're going to be with your life. However, there is a temptation then for people to pursue happiness now that they have control, and to think, oh, I'll be happier if I just work a little harder and make a little bit more money. And then you get the raise, and actually the increment in happiness wasn't that great. You start working harder and harder to the point where you all of a sudden feel guilty if you're not working. And the moment that happens, your work-life balance and your family obligations are going to suffer.
So something deep in our psychology makes us happy when we're in control. But for the most part, we're not good at being in control. We make bad decisions, writing reports in the middle of the night and clocking in another hour when we should be taking bubble baths. It's a total con, isn't it?
What's happened is that we introduced people with more control and gave them more flexibility at work without recognizing that we also have to give them the skills to manage that. You shouldn't be working late at night or over the weekend or whatever. You should be looking after yourself.
Okay, but there's another kind of dream job we haven't talked about yet. What about creativity? Lots of people dream of making great art, painting, sculpting, writing comedy, starting that brilliant podcast, turning that into their job. What about the creative dream?
My name's Ross Sutherland, and I'm a writer and performer and podcaster.
Hey Ross, nice to meet you.
Yeah, lovely to meet you.
Fellow guy with vague job.
I went speed dating once, and I realised, like, table by table, it was just getting longer and longer and more kind of like elaborate, me trying to explain what I did. Oh, well, trying to do this, but not quite doing that yet, and I really, really want to get here, and, you know, it's just so boring.
If you want to do creative work, you basically have two choices. Either work for the man all day to bring home the bacon and create at night, or find someone to pay for you to be creating full time. Ross has done both. So, I mean, what are some of the most straightforward...